everybody, I'm Dr. Ellen Fitzenreiter, and thanks for joining me today. I'm going to try to, in 45 minutes or less, talk about essential oils. I call this class an Essential Oils 101 class because it's a lot of basics about the differences between different brands of essential oils, because you have choices to make, and I want you to be able to make an informed choice. I'm also going to cover a little series of slides that talk about using essential oils to support your emotional health. But basically, you can use essential oils for physical, emotional, spiritual reasons, and we're going to cover all of that today. If you have questions at the very end of the presentation, there's my personal email address, my cell phone, and you can feel free to reach out to me if you'd like more information or to have a one-on-one Zoom or a one-on-one chat if you're local to Arlington, Virginia, and I'll be happy to do that. So let's get rolling. So the slide here, you see it says, makes me want to scream. I was at a local health food store. It's called Mom's Organic Market. I love Mom's Organic Market, and there's a few things. I love to get my vegetables and milk and healthy snacks there. And I wandered over to the essential oils aisle, and I lined these different versions of frankincense up to give you an example of why you need to be a label reader when it comes to essential oils and what to look for. Long story short is they must have had 8 different brands of essential oils that were frankincense, quote unquote. Not one of those bottles, not one of those brands was 100% frankincense oil, which is what Young Living is, and meant to grab it. It's over there. So you look at the Mom's brand here is 20%, and frankincense, it's in jojoba oil. The Acacia frankincense, it's in fractionated coconut oil, and then the exotics in jojoba. It says, notice that little blue where my pointer finger says 100% pure essential oil, but it's in jojoba. So it's just because something is pure doesn't mean that's all that it is. So there's very little regulation regarding what you put on a label and what that means. Like the middle bottle, it does say non-GMO, and there is regulation about GMO, but pure doesn't really mean anything. Natural, when something is natural, that doesn't mean anything either. The Mom's brand also says pure essential oil, but notice that all of them are mixed with a carrier oil. In fact, the Acacia in the big picture on the side, it contains only 4% frankincense essential oil. So that particular bottle is a 4-ounce bottle. It was for sale for around $10 or $12. It's mostly coconut oil, which you can buy for $12 a quart, not just 4 ounces, that has 4%, which is hardly any frankincense in there. So if you're looking to add frankincense to your life, pop off there and grab my big bottle of frankincense. This is Young Living. This frankincense, all it is frankincense, 100%. And because it's Young Living, and Young Living's guarantee is that it's seed to seal, which means Young Living knows where the plants are grown, where frankincense comes from, is a tree resin. But if it's a plant like lavender, they know where the seed came from. They know the seed's organic. They know how it's planted and how it's cared for and how it's harvested. And then when it is harvested, it's transported to Young Living facilities, and they steam distill that plant matter to turn it into lavender essential oil. This is 100% lavender. And this lavender is not a toxic plant. You can use this in cooking. You can use it to make lavender shortbread. You can have lavender lemonade. You use 1 drop. It's so potent because it's 100% lavender essence. And one of the problems that you have to let go of in your head is they call it an essential oil, but it's not an oil like you think of olive oil or jojoba oil or coconut oil or a fat oil. Fat oils the fat molecules actually have a lifespan on them, that if you've ever had a bottle of olive oil sitting in the back of a cabinet that you forgot about, and you pull it out a year later and it's gone rancid. Fat oils go rancid. They go bad and they're not healthy for you. They've oxidized and they have unhealthy components in them. So these oils, as soon as you take a pure essential oil, which is not a fat oil, so essential oils are made up of esters and phenols and sesquiterpenes and all sorts of organic molecules that are not fat oils. They have thousands of components. This bottle of frankincense will last for years and years and years and years and years and years. However, as soon as I mix this frankincense with a fat oil that has a lifespan of perhaps a year because it will go rancid, this will no longer, once it's mixed, will no longer last for years and years. None of these bottles here, who knows when they were produced or put in the bottle, how old the coconut oil or the jojoba oil was in. You don't know that. It's not on the label. This could already be a year old and you don't know. So if you have educated yourself that you want to bring frankincense into your life for some reason, which has cognitive support, it helps oxygenate your blood. It's wonderful for your skin, wonderful for focus. It's helps with spiritual centering, all sorts of wonderful things that frankincense does. If you want frankincense in your life, it makes sense. Just buy something that's just frankincense. Don't buy this stuff because you're losing money. This might cost a little bit more initially. This is a 15 milliliter size bottle of frankincense. You can also get it in a 5 milliliter. It might cost you $40, but that's all you are getting. You're not paying for fat, cheap oils that you don't want. Okay. You also don't know how those essential oils were derived from plant matter. So for example, I mentioned earlier that Young Living steam distills their plant matter to get essential oils, which is part of it's like the immune system of the plant. It's not just the fragrance of the plant, it's all of these molecular compounds that for thousands and thousands of years, humans have been, we're doing plant-based healing on the properties of different plants and medicinal uses of plants based on where they were growing and where the people were. The cheaper way to get essential oils out of plant matter is to use chemical solvents. That helps it squeezes more of that stuff out of the plants, and that might sound good. However, the chemical solvents are toxic and they're not required to be on the label because they were a part of the process of gathering the essential oils. It wasn't added later, and so it doesn't have to be on the label. So a good cue as to whether or not the essential oils were derived using chemical solvents is there might be a warning label about don't consume, contact a poison control center immediately. An oil like lavender, it says, caution, avoid contact with skin, which I have seen on a Walmart oil. It's like lavender. Let me drop some lavender on myself. Totally fine to use on your skin if you use a carrier oil. Oh my goodness, this smells wonderful. It is 100% lavender, totally safe. In fact, the white label Young Living bottles are called Vitality. They're labeled safe for human consumption. The large lavender has a purple label and it says aromatherapy and for topical application, but it's the same oil on the inside. So it's a little bit more cost effective. It's 3 times the oil for twice the price. So I go through, that's why I have the frankincense here. So you don't want toxins in the essential oils that you are putting in lotions or soaps or on your skin or inhaling because you're, who needs chemical solvents in their life? So this is a picture from in Mona, Utah, when I went to Salt Lake City for the Young Living Convention a few years ago. This is the actual distillery. They were distilling blue tansy, as well as it was some sort of fir needle oil, juniper. They were doing juniper. And so this is what the vats look like in the steam distillation here. And you can see the waters are sort of like dripping down. And it's steam distilled, which means water and plant stuff makes your essential oils, which means that's definition of pure, but because something has pure on the label doesn't mean it's pure. So that's why it's important that you know where your essential oils come from. Fragrance. So most people's introduction to essential oils is that, ooh, they want to make, have a spa environment, or I went to a massage place and it smelled so wonderful there. Or I want to have a Yankee candle so it smells like Christmas in my house. Or, then you get into like Febreze and plugins and all that garbage. Fragrance, the cheap fragrance comes from typically petroleum distillates. It's not actually essential oils. If you see a product that says contains essential oils, it might be a tiny little bit, but the rest of it is just garbage, crap, poison stuff. So don't do Febreze and plugins and scented candles and all that sort of stuff. And essential oils do more. They smell, I've got frankincense and lavender on my palms right now. Smells wonderful, but they're doing so much more for my physiology than just it smells wonderful. The molecules in essential oil actually travel up into my nose and impact my brain and my physiology and my mindset and mood. And those molecules are absorbing through the pores of my skin. They're not greasy. A true pure essential oil will not be greasy or oily on your skin because it's not a fat oil, which I already talked about. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about how the nose and all that works in just a little bit. So it's not just about, ooh, it smells nice. So if you hear somebody say therapeutic use of essential oils is using essential oils to help with supporting our physiology, our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health in a deeper way than, ooh, that just smells good, because it's more than just about smell. All right, so here's the blue tansy. Isn't that beautiful? So the water's on the bottom, blue tansy on the top, and then it centrifuges to get the water out. And then the pure oils are in these beautiful little funnels, and that's connecting to the bottling mechanism. And so you just get this luscious bottle of essential oil like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it's called a premium starter kit, which is a set of 13 oils and a diffuser. This is the fancy Aria diffuser that when it's running, it kind of blows this billowy steam, essential, wonderful, and it comes shooting out and in a cloud, and it's just beautiful. This is a little bit fancier. I think it's a little over 200 for the whole kit. The starter kit, these are 165 for desert mist and dewdrop diffuser. And but the oils are discounted almost half price. And for bang for your buck, if you're just getting started with essential oils, this is the way to go if you can, because it includes items, and Young Living put it together specifically for this, that are for topical application or aromatherapy, or for, are you trying to support your musculoskeletal system? And I'm going to run through the oils really quick. So I'm trying to keep my time going. So you have lemon essential oil, which is, I have Citrus Fresh here. I think my lemon, there we go. So you have lemon essential oil. I put lemon in my water every single morning before I drink a cup of coffee. I put a couple drops of lemon in, a full glass of water. I can smell the lemon as I'm drinking it, and it helps wake my brain up. In fact, there's some Japanese studies that talk about lemon and peppermint helping activate the frontal lobe of your brain and feeling more awake and energized and cognitively able to function. So lemon helps me do that. So by the time I get to my cup of coffee, I have 1 cup of coffee because I like it. And but I'm already awake. I don't feel like I need coffee to start my day. I just enjoy it. So that's lemon. You have Citrus Fresh, which is a blend of different citrus oils, as well as, I believe it's spearmint, that you can also consume. You can diffuse it. I like to diffuse it in the office, actually, especially in the mornings when I want to have a sort of like a bright atmosphere that's not like flowery smelling or lavender smelling, or I have guys coming in. It's just a really bright, wonderful aroma. And so again, you can consume that or you can diffuse that. You have Raven, which is for respiratory support. Raven is not for consuming. And a clue to that is for you is that it's a childproof cap here. It has different kinds of eucalyptus and other oils that help support your respiratory system if you have allergy things going on or congestion or whatever else that you need natural support with. That's what Raven is for. We have Digest. Digest stands for digestive. So it's digestive support. And I call Digest my desert island oil, that if I ever got stranded on a desert island for the rest of my life, I would want Digest there. Digest helps with support the digestive system. If you ever get upset or have problems that are, chronic digestive issues, this can help soothe your digestive system. And we can talk more about that. There's lots of supplements that Young Living has that also help support your digestive health too, that I'll save for another day, or if you reach out to me. All right, we have Peppermint. Just talked about Peppermint. If you take a whiff about Peppermint, it opens everything up and activates that frontal lobe and gets you thinking smarter and brighter and more alert. We have got my Digest, lavender, lemon, citrus fresh. We've got Panaway is for topical application for like maybe to support yourself after you've had a heavy workout, you've got some soreness in your muscles or joints. Stress Away. Stress Away is a blend for diffusing or for topical application that just smells wonderful. It's calming to your nervous system, helps. It's great for a personal fragrance, smells wonderful. And yeah, so there's 13 oils in here. You got 2 samples. There's 2 sample packets of Ningxia Red, which is a super concentrated antioxidant nutritional supplement support. So it's not like drinking a glass of orange juice. 2 ounces is 1 serving, and it's just will pummel your system with antioxidants, which helps us fight all the toxic stuff that we expose ourselves to in our environment. Either willingly through toxic chemicals by cleaning our house with horrible stuff, or being out and about. Stress is toxic, anxiety is toxic, and anything that you can bring into your life to help calm that down will enhance your wellness. And then I'll just move on. Here we go. So by now you should figure that essential oils are so much more than just, ooh, that smells nice. So Young Living's essential oils are much more than we start out thinking they are. These ain't grocery store oils. I used to buy from my office for years. Here's a Massage Warehouse catalog. And I used to just get, okay, well, we do massage. We want it to smell nice in here. And I would just, pick out a couple of blends. Let's open to find where's that blend page on here? There we go. Lotus Touch here, and spend $8, $10. Urine chamomile, patchouli. I like patchouli. It's like, what? I don't know what's in here. They're not 100% essential oil. They're mixed with cheap other stuff. And so it might make your house or place of business smell nice, but it's not having a therapeutic impact on your body in the way that Young Living oils will. So lavender is a great example of a versatile oil-free diffuser. A lot of people have a bottle of lavender oil somewhere in their kitchen because you can put lavender on to help if you burn yourself on the stove. If you have, again, a bottle of lavender with a pile of carrier oil in it, you're not getting the impact that you would if you use just straight pure 1 drop of lavender essential oil. All right, this is highlighting if you mix your peppermint, lavender, and lemon together, so you can make your own blends. Once you have these singles, you can kind of play around a little bit. Like peppermint and Stress Away smells like candy cane. So around the holidays, you want to smell sort of like that peppermint and vanilla-y and all that wonderful smell. That's great. Peppermint, lavender, and lemon combined can help with allergy support if you have seasonal allergies, and smells wonderful. Here's peppermint is at the end of the afternoon. If you get back after lunch, you had your meal. Most people tend to get a little bit tired or draggy after that. Peppermint will pep you right back up again. And 1 drop is plenty. And be careful you don't touch your eyes after peppermint, because that's how strong this stuff is. All right. Stress Away is like a vacation in a bottle, will let you feel at ease and not let stress overwhelm you. Frankincense, talked about frankincense. Again, it's in the starter kit. Roll right on. Thieves is an essential oil blend. Oh, sorry about that. My touchscreen kind of did something funny there. Thieves essential oil blend. The Real Thieves is proprietary to Young Living. Nobody else is allowed to say they've got Thieves. This is great for immune support. You can consume it, you can diffuse it. When the time of year comes around, people are coughing and sniffling and all that kind of stuff. Good to have Thieves on hand. You can put topically apply it. It's cinnamon, clove, and other oils that support your immune system. They're highly antioxidant as well. I actually make what I call a honey bomb, where I mix powdered turmeric together with honey and lemon essential oil and a few drops of Thieves, and I'll put a little bit on a spoon and just, you can either stir it in a hot cup to make some tea, or just lick it right off the spoon if you really have some reason you need to be jump starting your immune system and support it in that way. All right. Valor, there we go. Valor's in the premium starter kit. Also, it's great for musculoskeletal support. Topical application. It also helps give a sense of fortitude, and you're going to meet the day. And guys love it's a guys and girls love Valor equally, so it's not too flowery of an aroma. And it has blue tansy in it, which can help support musculoskeletal stuff, which is anyhow, I'll just move on. Okay. There we go. Peace and Calming, also in the starter kit. Peace and Calming has orange in it, as well as some other oils that help with calming down. Kids tend to love Peace and Calming because it smells a little bit like juicy fruit gum. And a lot of times parents will help their kids kind of calm down during like super active phases, or at the end of the day, or to help you sleep. You can also use, if you want to put an oil with a carrier oil, instead of buying the pre-mixed ones like I talked about at the beginning, is just have, a little bit of your own coconut oil around, or grapeseed oil, or you have oil in the kitchen, just use some olive oil, tiny bit in your palm, and a drop or two of essential oil. And a good way to apply it for kids is to put it on their feet, and you also absorb, just like on your palms, those essential oils through the pores of your skin. And you can do that with Thieves too, if you want to support the immune systems of your kiddos. All right, so basically learning about essential oils is a journey. So now, if anything, I want you to leave thinking that, oh, I get it now. It's so much more than about fragrance. What other things can I use essential oils for? Because there are dozens and dozens of different types of single oils and blends that are made for specific reasons, and it's a journey. So just start where you are, which is the starter kit is a great way to do that, because it's a little bit of everything, which is why they combined it together. Just like living a healthier life is a journey as well. You adjust your diet a little bit. You cut out things that you shouldn't be doing. You try to work on mindful breathing and stress reduction, because that's good for you also. So all of this is a journey. So I'm going to go quickly about emotions and why it's so important that stress and emotions for keeping your physical health, body healthy. So 87 to 93% of disease comes from our thought life. So there are love-based emotions: love, joy, faith, trust, confidence, happiness, caring, forgiveness, gratitude, respect. I'm throwing like my own order here. All of those emotions elicit positive neurochemical response in our body. So the more positive love-based emotions you have in your life, which means you have to intentionally bring that into your life, the healthier your physiology will be. Fear-based emotions do the opposite. They create a cascade of negative neurochemical, hormonal, corticosteroid stuff happening in our body, and can actually decrease our physical health. And that's fear, anger, disgust, worry, anxiety, jealousy, grudges, and holding resentment is toxic to our physical body. So if you find yourself spending a lot of time being jealous or resentful of anybody in your life, even if it was a long time ago, and even if they harmed you, if you allow that to overwhelm your conscious thinking in your life, you're allowing that thing to continue to poison you, even though it's happened a long time ago. So find whatever help you need to help process and let that go, because you need to bring more love-based emotions into your life. So fear-based emotions, a trapped emotion is literally a ball of energy, and it can be positive energy, negative energy. So a trapped negative emotion can lodge anywhere in your body and disrupt the normal energy field of your body, in addition to releasing all of these toxic neurochemicals that just go float and fly everywhere and impact the functioning of your body. So how do the sense of smell and the limbic system of your brain work together? So your limbic system is at the base of your brain. It's the oldest part of our brain that I call it the lizard brain. And that's where our sense of smell is processed. So when you inhale, airborne odor molecules go up through your nostrils into the olfactory epithelium, which is your skin, the membranes there. And the receptor cells are triggered, which sends impulses to the olfactory bulb. Each little impulse goes to a specific microregion, and there's over 2,000 microregions. And this goes into so much detail because your sense of smell is very, very complex, and it also impacts your sense of taste. If you've ever been congested to the point, or had a sinus infection to the point where you have so much mucus in your sinuses that you can't smell, you probably realize you can't taste either. So your limbic system, when inhaling essential oils, lots of things are happening. Your sense of smell and your limbic system are working together. You're sending impulses to your brain, perhaps making new emotional memories. You're also stimulating the hypothalamus, which is responsible for the production of hormones. That means that you'll be able to increase energy hormones from your thyroid and growth hormones just by smelling essential oils. The hypothalamus also tells us when we are full following a meal. That means you're able to use this fragrance of essential oils to support a healthy appetite as well. The only one of the 5 senses that is directly linked to the limbic lobe, the emotional control center, is your sense of smell. So anxiety, depression, fear, anger, joy all emanate from this region. Have you ever smelled something and I thought, oh, I know this smell. I was with my family as a young child, but where was I? Or, oh, that smells so familiar. And you have a really wonderful feeling. Or the opposite, you smell something and it just brings back. I'll just say that from an experience in college, if I smell any brown alcohol product, it makes me want to hurl. I can't even smell it anymore. My whole body responds to that. And so you might be able to relate to that. Our emotions are directly connected to our physical health. So in the same way that our brains remember events, it is now being said that these brain imprints can extend to other parts of the body. So it's not just triggering the emotional things, but it can actually trigger a physical response. Negative, positive, or negative. So essentially, overwhelming emotions or repressed traumas can compromise body systems and create the equivalent of memory in key organs and structures of the body. When this happens, it may keep that part of the body from functioning properly. Now, there's a list here that says anger is the liver and gallbladder, worry is the stomach, grief and sadness is the lungs, fear is the kidneys, and stress is the heart. This list actually is derived from traditional Chinese medicine, which for over 2,000 years, traditional Chinese medicine has been basing their healing and acupuncture meridian theory on how emotions impact the flow of energy in our body and our qi. So, and kidneys is where our overall energy is stored. So if you ever feel like you're always fatigued, you're always run down, you never have energy, your physical body is just not feeling like you can get up and do things, you may have a kidney meridian deficiency, and maybe go Google about kidney deficiency and qi and different ways that you can support that health to bring your overall energy up. And all of this, I mean, I'm a chiropractor. So when I adjust somebody's spine, I know I'm impacting somebody's nervous system, because our bodies are the most powerful doctor that we could find, as long as we support our bodies making healthy choices and introducing healthy things. Getting adjusted helps your nervous system, and bringing antioxidants into our life. Oxidation happens when we're stressed, or trauma happens, or anxious, or, have negative emotions, and essential oils and eating high antioxidant foods helps counteract that. Although ultimately you need to figure out how to remove some of those things to your life so you're not in this vicious cycle of anxiety and stress. All right, let me move on from there. I love that, talking about that. So research shows that DNA actually changes and shape according to our thoughts. So as you think those negative thoughts about the future, the week ahead, what a person might say or do, or maybe did once upon a time, or the absence, or even in the absence of something concrete, you're just, uncertainty is hugely stressful. That toxic thinking can change your brain wiring in a negative direction and throw your mind into and body into stress. So why you want oils with phenol. So earlier I talked about different compounds that are in this bottle. There's thousands and thousands of different elements that make up essential oils, these molecular compounds that we're distilling from plant matter. So one of those chemicals, organic chemicals, is phenols, and that's clove, cassia, basil, cinnamon bark, oregano, and that's Thieves has a lot of these oils in there, anise and peppermint. Phenols clean and repair the receptor sites on our cells and helps our body function better. Sesquiterpenes is another organic molecule, and they help bring oxygen to your brain and help. On the one hand, it helps create a sense of alertness, but the more oxygen you have, the more you're also going to be more relaxed and functioning at a higher level. And those oils that are high in sesquiterpenes are cedarwood, vetiver, spikenard, sandalwood, black pepper, patchouli, myrrh, ginger, frankincense, and lavender. And you don't have to have all of these on hand. Start out with, one or two. I would grab frankincense and lavender right off the bat, because those are very versatile, very functional oils that you can use in a lot of different ways. Oils with monoterpenes, citrus oils have monoterpenes, lemon, lime, orange, bergamot, grapefruit, tangerine. And when people, you smell some citrus oils, and I like to call them happy oils, because they kind of help bring on just a happy frame of mind and mood. And it's hard to be depressed and sad when you're smelling citrus oils. So they have healing properties as well as the ability to reprogram miswritten information in the cellular memory. So Young Living has blends and collections that specifically help with our emotional and our physical health. So the Feelings Kit is multiple oils. You have Valor, Harmony, Forgiveness, Inner Child Release, and Present Time. And those names are applied based on the frequency of the oils that the individual oils combined generate a specific frequency that can harmonize with our own body frequency. And we are energetic beings, otherwise our heart wouldn't beat and our nerves wouldn't synapse. And so essential oils and their frequencies can impact us that way. Awaken is a single bottle that is a blend of multiple blends. That is a good way to just delve into maybe more emotional and spiritual use of using essential oils. White Angelica, I like to call it liquid Teflon. So it protects against negative energy. The Raindrop Technique is a massage protocol that applies essential oils to the feet and to the spine in a ritualistic way. And the massage therapist or chiropractor, or the practitioner who's performing the Raindrop Technique, because often people, as they process, the essential oils help them process stuff and energetic stuff to protect yourself from that negative, pulling that in from other people, because we are sensitive to other people's auras and energies, is you put White Angelica on your shoulders and over your crown to help protect you from other negative energy. If you have a family that is high with the drama, use White Angelica the same way before you have to expose yourself to that. All right, Gary's Good Day formula. There's a protocol about Valor, Joy, Harmony, and White Angelica that just sort of like gets you set up to be strong and protected and energetically stable for your day. And if you need help with the protocol, I can share a graphic with you about that. So Gary is Gary Young, and Young Living comes from Gary's name. So it's not young because of youthful, it's because Gary was the guy who in the late 80s devoted his life basically to traveling all over the world and learning different plant-based healing traditions and rituals, and how different cultures used essential oils and plants to help with our overall wellness, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And then he brought the plants back and invented the machines to distill purely with steam, and how best to get all of this stuff to you. And so Young Living started it all. So if there's another company that says we're as good as Young Living, they're probably not. But even if they could be as good as nobody's better than Young Living, because Young Living's been around the longest. We actually have relationships with the farms where they grow the plants that create the oil. So we know from seed to seal, from the time that seed is planted in the ground to when the seal is placed on the bottle, where that oil came from, where it's been, who has touched it, and making sure that what's in the bottle truly is pure. This is just a review again of those oils. It mentions a couple of other blends: Sacred Mountain, Australian Blue, Northern Lights Black Spruce is what NLBS stands for, which is a wonderful oil from the fir needle family. And then Release is used for if you have anger, frustration, fear, grudges. Just that is, it's good to put on your palm in the evening and rub on your gallbladder and liver, which is related to the traditional Chinese medicine, where all of those emotions are stored to help, because you gotta let go of that stuff. You just got to, because otherwise it's going to continue to poison. Whatever bad happened, sorry it happened, it's horrible that it happened, and bad things do happen. If you let that define your life for the rest of your life, you're letting that thing win. So however you need to process that, to let that go, to have that stop defining your life, you need to figure out a way to do that. And this can help, and maybe therapy and eating right and meditation and mindful breathing. And there's a lot of wonderful tools that you need to invite into your life and do in order to help release those things from your life. Okay, sorry. All right, really, really easy to do. Grab a relaxing oil like lavender or frankincense, drop it in your palm a couple times, get those molecules circulating, back of your neck, cover your nose. Inhale. I still have peppermint oil from using it earlier today. You want to clean and repair your receptor sites. So you talk about, you want to bring in your citrus oils. Be careful with citrus oils and topical application, not just your palms, but they are photosensitive. So if it's on your skin, you can actually get sunburn, because it magnifies your response to that. So that's citrus oils only. And yeah, repeat frequently to work through your emotions. Thanks for joining me for that part. I'm not quite done. I'm going to talk a little bit about now ditch and switch. And by that, I mean, people come to me. I've been a chiropractor for over 30 years, and I would try to provide the most healing atmosphere that I could. We had aromatherapy in the office. I would adjust them to help them feel better physically, but also impact their nervous system so that their nervous system can help take care of them and raise their level of wellness. I do acupuncture to help do exactly the same thing, get your chi flowing and balance so it supports your level of wellness. And then people would go home and walk into their home, and in their home, they're using Formula 409, Mr. Clean. They're wearing Tide on their clothes and chemical dryer sheets. And they are surrounded by a toxic cloud that they paid money for at the store, brought in to supposedly, quote unquote, clean their home. Well, when you use all of those things, and when you wipe your counters down with some toxic cleaner that has an industrial waste warning poison control center, on the label, when that dries, the water evaporates. Everything else that's in that bottle that's poison is still coating all of your counters and all of your floors and your shower surface, and you're touching it with your hands and your feet, and you're breathing the residue. And hopefully I've made my point that you, your family, your pets, nobody needs to be surrounding themselves in a toxic cloud in their home. In fact, our indoor air is usually more toxic than outdoor air. So just stop that. Young Living has Do I have my household cleaner? I think there's the picture. Okay, Thieves household cleaner, plant-based, toxin-free, totally safe, essentially oil enhanced household cleaner. My youngest daughter, a few years ago, she grabbed my bottle of household cleaner, sprayed her hands and rubbed her hands like this and together. She like treating it like a hand sanitizer. And I said, oh, no, Shuey, it's not for that. And that's for cleaning surfaces. And I said, you can go rinse it off. I didn't have like my brain exploding. If that had been Clorox 2 or, all this horrible chemical, fantastic, and sprayed it on her hands, it would have been, oh my God, it's chemicals, it's poison, go wash it off, freak out. And it's probably going to irritate her skin because it's got all that horrible stuff in it. Nothing should be in your home that is not safe enough to touch your skin or even in your body. And so don't use that shit up. I'm sorry, I cussed, but I'm passionate about this. I hear people say all the time, I'll get the healthy stuff when I use up the garbage. You know what? That toxic stuff, put it all in a box, takes it down to your city's industrial waste disposal, which is where it belongs. Get rid of it and just draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going to live a cleaner, toxin-free life. I deserve better than to expose myself to these poisons and my family and my cat or, ever, and just make it go away and start clean. Your dishes, your dishwasher, your household cleaner. And there are lots of recipe booklets that I can share with you that will help make the formulas. There is laundry soap. Thieves laundry soap that it's concentrated, that it's the same thing. Tide, and they said, oh, it makes things whiter than white. It doesn't make things whiter than white. What Tide does is it has chemicals in it that are optical brighteners that actually coat your clothes, and that optical brightener reflects light so that our eyes perceive it as brightness. It doesn't mean it's clean. You're seeing chemicals and the artificial fragrances and the petroleum distillates that's made out of. And I had my older daughter once had a sweatshirt from one of her boyfriends, and he used Tide, and it accidentally got in with our laundry. And when I washed them together and dried them together and then was folding my clothes, I could smell the Tide on all of my clean clothes. And I had to wash them all again to get the Tide fragrance and chemicals out of my clothes before I could put them away again. So Thieves Laundry, totally healthy, toxin-free, plant-based. Dryer sheets, if you use dryer sheets, stop it, because all that's doing is coating your clothes with chemicals. Once again, if you need to have your clothes smell nice and fresh, I like to put lavender on wool dryer balls. Go on Amazon, and I would take my bottle of lavender, couple drops on there, especially my sheets. I love getting in the freshly made bed with sheets that I just pulled out of the dryer that have lavender oil on it, and it's just wonderful and natural. So one more switch. There's the laundry soap. Get that. I can help you put together a kit with either a mixture of essential oils. Everybody should have Thieves household cleaner. Everybody should be using the Thieves laundry soap, and ditch the toxic stuff and switch to something natural. All right, so here we are. That is my QR code. You can take your camera, take a picture. It will take you to the Young Living website, just like that. And this QR code will link you to my account, so you'll be connected to me. And if you need help choosing what oils you want to start off with, I would just, if you can swing the premium starter kit and diffuser, just do that. It's a great place to start. Throw some Thieves laundry in there, because you should be using that also. Thieves household cleaner. If you need some guidance, reach out to me. I can tell you where to get reference guides. I can have other support material and recipes and all those other things. So, and there's the premium starter kit once again. So thanks for joining me. My email was on there. Please reach out. And anybody who gets started with Young Living, and if you want to get a wholesale account, which is a 24% discount, if you order 100 PV or more, or a premium starter kit, you get 24% off automatically for the next year. Or if you put even one single product or two, say you want a bottle of lavender and a bottle of lemon, you put them into the subscribe and save box. And if you order it on a subscription, that also will give you 24% discount. and you're not locked into those 2 oils. You can then, drop other things in next month and, oh, I want to try this next month. And then I take these out and put the other one in. So just because you put it in subscription doesn't mean you have to do that same thing. So I do something similar with my dog food and cat food on Chewy, is it's on a subscription, and then I can kind of tweak it as I go before it processes. So this works the same way. But anybody who enrolls through that QR code, I will, with a premium starter kit or wants to get started with this, I will give you a little starter box like this that has 2 rollers in it, and teach you how to make your own rollers with carrier oil, how to consume oils. It says vitality recipes, that some people consume oils in capsules to support their physical wellness. There's also 2 little white inhalers there if you need something to help with respiratory support, because maybe you're going somewhere where they're asking you to be fragrance free. You can put those put an oil in a little inhaler and then just use that personally and put the little top on and keep it in your purse. So anyway, you get one of those from me. So again, I'm Dr. Ellen Fitzenreiter, chiropractor, acupuncture, essential oils enthusiast, and I hope everyone deserves to live a physically, mentally, and emotionally healthier life, but you have to make the decision to do so. All right. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.